This is a review of MNBRT radio for November 15th, 2010. It was a great show. 5 stars as always, Abe. I really enjoyed it. The guest was Dr. John Bindernagel. He's got a new book out, of course, called The Discovery of the Sasquatch. It's a great book, and I highly recommend it. He talked about, he was asked about different aspects of the Sasquatch mystery, such as the sightings, such as footprints. He thinks there's a good chance that, the footprints are the main thing right now that should be concentrated on. Also, the eyewitness encounters. Evie actually shared an eyewitness encounter that occurred just last week, practically in her backyard, in her area, where a lady, a friend of hers, had seen a quadrupedal animal, which was not a bear, walk across the highway in front of her. So yeah, we know that they are active at this time of the year, and that they are going around and about. I thought it was very interesting, the sighting report. It's on it's in the archives now on the show. Anyway, and John talked about some of the scientific resistance, the resistance that has come up, and it's only a natural thing. I mean, we're talking about a species which has not yet been determined to exist. Even though there are those of us who know better, there are those of us who do know that it exists. John also talked briefly about his sighting, that he said it wasn't a very good sighting, but that it sort of fit the classic pattern. It was a large, hair covered, and had the cone shape, or had the dome shaped head, and he could see the head swaying back and forth, and he saw, I think he said he saw an arm and a leg and things like that. But he didn't really. He said he said he really doesn't like to talk about his sighting too much, but he did talk about it with Abe and Evie. I called in during the second hour, and actually, Tom Yamarone called in first and shared his song John Green with us. He played his song John Green, which is one of my favorite songs, by the way, Tom. I know you know that. And he played his song John Green, did a great rendition of it live over the air. And then I was on the air, and I called in. I asked John if this is going to be another situation like the spotted owl, where there was controversy over the habitat of the spotted owl, that the Forestry Service might be brought to a dead halt. He said he didn't really think so. He said that there's differences between the Sasquatch and the spotted owl. The spotted owl is in a particular environment, and only can thrive in that one particular environment, whereas the Sasquatch can actually thrive in different environments and different habitats and things like that. I also asked John about what southern state he thought was the most viable to support a population. He said he didn't really know. He'd only been familiar with Texas. He said that, but he did say that Florida would be a good place for them to live, because there's more wet. It's more wet down there than dry, and the Sasquatch seems to prefer areas where there's more rainfall per year. Anyway, it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure what Abe and Evie have planned for next week, but it'll begin at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/MNBRT. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to be part of a roundtable discussion on Bigfoot Truth and Lies, beginning at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/Bigfoot Truth and Lies. Luke Gross will also be part of that roundtable, as well as the hosts, Hawk and Frog and Tony Mehmed. Tony Mehmed has kind of stepped in as a co-host, and he does a great job as always. I'm looking forward to being on the show. As always, we do encourage you to please tune in and support great research. And that's pretty much it from this end. Later, guys.